It's a beautiful Saturday morning. It's 43 degrees out here in south of Boston, South Shore, Massachusetts. I think it's going to be like 60, 70 today. It's a good thing. As you can hear, I'm in beautiful health for nice warm weather. Don't know what happened. If you guys saw, some of you did, I was down in Nashville all last week taking some much needed R&R, hanging out with Georgie and his girlfriend and a couple of our other buddies. And had a blast, absolute blast. We got back Monday at 1:55 in the afternoon, totally fine. Picked up all the dogs. Went to bed Monday night, totally fine. Woke up Tuesday morning, nose completely plugged, throat on fire and swollen. It's beautiful, and I've been nursing this all week. I actually didn't know if I was going to have a voice today or not. So, but Nashville was a blast, as it always is. This is my second time down there. We went down for Cinco de Mayo, which was a killer plan. Saw Morgan Wallen in concert at the Nissan Stadium. Put on a great show. Yeah. About to have a coughing fit. No, it's good. All right. Did a steamboat paddle ride up and down the, not Columbus, Cumberland River, right into the center of Nashville. Went to the Grand Ole Opry, of course. Went to Broadway and visited all the bars up and down that and looked at all the scenery. It's still the bachelorette party capital of the world. It's amazing. But we are on our way to Lakeville to New England Muscle Cars this morning. I have a bunch of parts in the back of my truck. We are doing a Dakota Digital on the GTO today and radio. Don't know how much of it I'm going to get done today because I really am still not 100% feeling great, but we'll get a good amount of it done. So I'll see you there. Funny seeing you here. All right, so told you, sick as a dog. I'm gonna give you a walk around, a couple projects we got going on right now, and then we'll get to work on the GTO that's over there. All right, so here we have a 68 C10. If you look way back on my videos, I believe there's videos on this one. I know I did pictures. I might not have been doing videos then. We did a blueprint, I believe it was a Blueprint 350 in this, and I did a Holly Sniper on it. Super cool truck, super fun to drive. So this is getting a new Snowden seat to replace this one. He's got an issue with the steering column we got to figure out, and he's also getting a new radiator with electric fans because I believe it's still a water pump driven fan right now. Oh, and seat belts. We're putting seat belts in it. It's a 68, so it didn't have them. Of course, you know the Chevelle. I got back from exhaust yesterday. As soon as I grab the keys, I'll start it up, let you hear it. We got a few odds and ends. I've got to fine adjust the rocker arms because there's just a little bit of noise. And then we got wire looming and a few other odds and ends to take care of. I took it for a drive yesterday. It actually drives pretty damn good. The Eldorado's here still. We haven't started on this yet. This is getting rear air shocks, a full tune-up. All the fluids are getting changed. Custom stereo, and what else is this getting? Oh, we gotta repair that door panel that you saw in the last video on the driver's side that's a little effed up, and it's also getting a 134 conversion. This was it 67? I'm trying to remember here. Might be 67. I'm not sure. But this one a while back, I can't remember if we just replaced or resealed the motor, but this also got a sniper and a Holley Hyperspark ignition system. He had some issues with it, so instead of coming back, he went somewhere else, I guess, and it was there for over a month apparently, and absolutely nothing got done to it. Let's see if I can get this hood open. Nope. Where's the hood? Oh, there it is. Give me one sec. This is going to be awkward. Here we go. So, that other shop took everything apart. Don't know why. What they say happened is the sniper failed electronically, so they went and got a new sniper from Holley. Like, all this was very nice and neat when it left here. But they said they got a new sniper from Holley. And yeah, it's not even bolted down, which is what Bruce told me when they got it back. They said they couldn't get it running. Nothing's bolted down. He said when he did hook up the battery, he saw some smoke from somewhere. So whoever this shop was that this guy brought it to, lesson learned, don't go to them anymore, because they have zero idea what they're doing. So I've got to go completely back through this thing again at some point and figure out what's going on with it. The GTO, which we're going to be working on today. Oh crap, I forgot to turn the lights on the side of the shop. So this had the head bolt issue, where I told you in the last one all the head bolts were loose. It's all back together, ready to go. We are doing, it's getting Dakota Digital's classic car stereo upgrade. Classic car stereo is the brand. They're made to look like a factory radio. And I believe that's it on this thing. And then just test drive it to make sure everything's 100%. The Camaro, you know the deal on this. We're doing a whole bunch of crap on it. Vintage air, a Holley front runner, driver seat frame extender. The front runner, the seat extender's done. I believe the vintage air is in it already too. It's getting rear springs, all fluids, rear tires, stereo upgrade. Oh, and then this F100. So this thing is interesting. So this came in for service. He had a transmission issue. And it turns out he toasted the transmission, but no fault of his. Where the hell is it? It's a 49 F100, or F1. No third, no fourth, but it has no TCC lockup solenoid in this thing. So it kind of just roasted the transmission. It's actually got a small block Chevy in it too, which I did not realize. So it's getting a full tune-up. Transmission's getting rebuilt. There's some kind of dent in the gas tank in the rear, so we're pulling that and either repairing it or putting a new tank in it. Oh, and there's no no upper panhard bar. It's a 4-link panhard bar coilover setup. So I guess the rear end is shifted over, so we've got to align and fix all that too. I think that's about it. So I'm going to, what is this? Oh, that's the 442. So the 442 did not sell. I think the guy was a no-show, but this thing is for sale. So you've seen it in my other ones. It's let's see if I got the details here. 71 442 convertible, for sale. It's a really clean driving car. You've seen it. It's the black one that is in all my other videos. Look at that. But if you're interested in this car, I will put an email somewhere in here to the boss man so you can contact him and buy it. Super clean car. It's either somebody's going to buy it or it's going to Barrett Jackson one way or another. All right, man, that sun is bright. Let me turn all the lights on, get my tools out of the truck, move some cars around, and start working on that GTO. Oh, and also before I start that, Sunshine, the 70 F100. It's almost ready for final prime. I've got to start on the engine. It's like I've told you, it's a 5.0 Coyote 6R80 combo, and it is getting a power by the hour front accessory and harness kit. It's got a Porter-built 4-link rear end and a QA1 front clip. It's also got Willwood brakes all around. It's getting Dakota Digital's vintage air, Snowden seat, TMI interior, and a ton more. It's going to be a very clean, cool car. If I remember the paint scheme, it is going to be the original, I think it's Yucatan yellow with a cream white stripe down the center of the whole thing. It's going to look really nice. But as you can see, there's your 6R80 sitting in there. So Noah's blocking it and doing all his gaps. He's got the gaps close to perfect. Kid's insane with that stuff. And the bed, I think, is still over there. Yeah, the bed's over there, way behind in the back there. You can see it in epoxy primer. But look at, so yeah, so this is his list. He's got to do all the stuff for this. He's about as ADHD, or not ADHD, as OCD as I am with my lists. So let me now get my stuff out of the truck and get started here. Okie dokie. So we have our stock gauges here. As you can see, the tack needle is just falling off in there, which is why he was running a is it Monster Tack? Oh yeah, Monster Sport Car Monster Tack, but also because race car. So first thing we're gonna do is it's all loose in there. We're gonna unbolt this whole assembly and bolt in our aftermarket vintage Dakota Digital one. Now we're gonna do some pinouts, figure out excuse me, all of our measurements. So this one, what do we got here? We have fuel in the battery, so this moves everything around too. So also got, I'm gonna put my box, here it is, all my senders for everything too, because we're going to be running mechanical senders and all this. The only thing I'm not going to be able to do is the speedometer. They give you, it's somewhere in here, I think it's in this box, they give you a where is it? It says right here somewhere, it's hidden on the other side. They give you a electronic sender to mount on the transmission and run your cable up to your brain box that's over there. But obviously I can't get on any of the lifts today, so we're not doing that. This car, I was going to put everything outside and realized, duh, nothing's bolted down, nothing's correct, it's immobile. So we're working over here today. So let me unbolt this thing, get all these off of here and fit this up, see how nice and well it fits, and then start doing some pinouts over there and figure out what wires are what. Basically all I really need here is any switched 12 volt source will be for my voltage display on the gauges. The only one I really need to find is, I'll probably have to go and look up schematics, but is my tachometer input, because he's got one running over to his odometer gauge. What connectors on this? Maybe I can find it the easy way. No connectors, so we're not finding it the easy way. So one of these wires in here will be my tack output. Worst comes to worst, I can always just run my own either off of the negative side of the coil or out of his MSD that's here already. But I'd like to just use the existing wires inside and not have to run anything else. So let me do some unbolting and rough fitting and see how everything works out. I'm gonna clean up all this dust with a brush real quick and then fit those on there and see how everything lines up. See where my telltales and stuff are. We might not be using the telltale. I gotta do some looking up on that and see. Directionals are built in to the Vintage Air. All right, so let me clean this up and fit this all up. Okay, we're all cleaned off. Now as far as these telltales, everything is built into the Dakota Digital. So what they give you is multiple block offs depending on what size openings you have. We're going to be using these two round ones. Put them right in here. You peel off the paper backing, it's sticky. You stick them in and then you silicone inside to give them a little bit extra hold in there. After those are in, then we are mounting. They give you this billet plate to use as your buildup because of, you know, how far out these things stick. And then the gauges go on top of that, and the gauges will final bolt into this. These bolt in through these countersunk holes into the bezel itself, and then all these holes that are not countersunk are your holes that bolt in this. So I am going to throw in my block offs, put a little silicone in there, get everything all mounted up, and then we'll be back. Okay, plugs are siliconed in there. This main mount, the billet mount, is screwed in. We'll peel our protective covering off of that and put that on here and finish bolt all that in. Like I said, forgive me if I'm not my chipper self. Man, do I feel like absolute crap today. So I'm just gonna push on through it. But whew, I could really just go home and go back to bed. I mean, I must look amazing right now, more amazing than usual. Oh, so I was saying the 68 C10 outside is getting the Snowden seat. This is the seat that it's going in, or that's going in it. So we do a lot of Snowden seats. There's one on the F100. Pretty much every truck we do, we use a Snowden seat. He's got an awesome product, super high quality. I'll put a whatever down here to his website. Usually we get 2 built-in cup holders right here. We didn't this time because he actually already has billet cup holders mounted on the dash, so there was no need for it. And this is just your basic black on black on black on black, because the whole interior of that truck is black. But I mean, it's beautiful. Thing's awesome. Does some really good stuff. I mean, between Snowden and TMI, you can build a completely custom looking interior that's literally just bolt in. It's amazing. All right, well, I'm going to flip this back over to give those 2 plugs with the silicone some more time to dry, but I wanted to give you a look at what we're looking at now for gauges. Clean, multifunction. You've got everything now, no dummy gauges, like you've got an actual volt gauge and everything. And on top of it all, flip this back over, cleans up the whole back of it. So literally all you have to hook into your cluster is this one Cat 5, Cat 6, I don't know if it's 5 or 6 pins, but one Cat cable. Okay, after about 10 minutes of pin outs, I found my green is my high beam indicator, and light blue and dark blue are my left and right directionals. They're pretty common colors for these cars. Usually they're all the same like that, but after looking at all the other crap that's been cut into this harness, I had to double check just to make sure. Everything with the gray wire is usually just your courtesy lamps or your backlighting and whatnot. We won't be using any of that. It's all built into the Dakota Digital, but I will use one of these leads to give me my backlighting for the radio. And don't know if the HVAC in this has it or not, because we're not doing Dakota vintage air in this one. We're using the factory AC. But I still have to go through all of this crap and find out what is what and where my tack signal is, where my fuel level sender signal is, which is usually a tan wire. I'm having a problem finding a tan wire in here though. But I'm gonna pull up a schematic on my phone and go through it now and see if I can't make some kind of sense out of all this. Well, I'm having issues finding my fuel level. I can't even talk today. I should have not woke up this morning. My fuel level sender wire. Got it. It's in here. I just can't find it. I crawled underneath the vehicle and it's down there. It's been spliced into a few times, not into anything else, just itself. It's been cut and spliced. They must have had wiring damage or something. That is the bane of my existence, because now the wire is not the color it's supposed to be. Unfortunately, I did not bring my fluke meter with me either, because I didn't think I was going to need it, because I didn't know the entire dash was going to be pulled right out of the car already. Because if it was in there, then I could easily just be like, there's my tack wire, it's hooked up to my tack. But, oh sorry, fuel level sender and tack. I'm having an issue finding the tack wire too, but that I can remedy pretty easy. I think what I'm gonna have to do is grab the jump box, remove the wire at the, man, I'm struggling today. Remove the wire at the fuel tank for the fuel level sender. All right, we're gonna focus and then hook the jump box up, 12-volt power to it, undo the battery in here so nothing should be powered, and find out which one of my wires is powered, because I don't have a multimeter, so I can't find out, you know, ohm out my sender, find out what I have for resistance, and then find which wire up here has that resistance. I have my main block over here. So that main block right there, that's all my rear wiring, and also my fuel sender should be in there. I say should because I so far have no continuity to any of those from the fuel sender itself. So I'm going to do that, and then I am also going to grab the brain box, and since we are keeping the stock, let's turn the light. Since we're keeping the stock HVAC system, it's nice and compact and clean up here. I love the vintage airs, but they're air tubes that you always see me rooting and working around. The corrugated tubes do make for a large mess to work around. And I think I'm going to mount my brain box right here and start running all my wires to that. And we'll show you, I've showed you this before, but not everybody has always been here for all these videos. I always try to do it like it's your first time. Let me see, I guess I can just stand up. So, your three mains. You have a ground, you have constant power, which is battery all the time, accessory power. I like to do accessory power to an accessory that's also on while cranking. It's just a good rule of thumb, because when you do any engine management, you have to, so I try to do everything to that. This is my adjust switch up here. Let me move your camera up there. That'll be this switch right here that I use to program all the functions on the Dakota Digital. Fuel, you will hook fuel sender, your fuel sender wire up to here, and then fuel negative, obviously your ground. You can loop that ground right down to this ground. As far as this side, so dimmer, this is when your interior lights come on. This will dim the dash. If you have something with engine management, you can hook a check engine line or wire up to that one, because there is a check engine on this if we're using it. Obviously not on this one. It's a carbureted, all mechanical. There is no fuel injection, no computer, no nothing. Brake negative, that will be your emergency brake switch. High beam, so this comes on, there's a high beam telltale in here. Left and right directional. If you're in a truck that has a 4x4 indicator, you can put it right in there. So gear one wire. This is used when you're using one of their separate kits that mounts down on the shifter, that if you want the cluster to tell you also what gear you're in. Stick shift, doesn't matter on this vehicle. Weight is your weight light if you're putting this on a diesel, and cruise is your cruise control if you're, you know, using cruise control. And this is pretty much self-explanatory for all of these. Water, oil, fuel, all that stuff. So I'm gonna mount this up there and do like I said with the jump box, and try to find where that wire comes up here, and then we'll get back to you. Well, we're mounted, so that's good. Nice and tight and clean up in there. Now I'm going to do my little trick with the jump box over there and find out where the hell my fuel sender wire is. All right, here we go. So I have the main battery. I'm going to drop my light. I have the main battery disconnected. I have the jump box underneath the car, grounded to the body, and the power wire is run into my wire for the fuel level sender. It's unplugged from the sender itself. So I should get a bunch of grounds because still body grounded. Okay, so it's going to be either this dark brown, this light one, or this other brown. It's one of the browns. So that's not it. I believe that brown goes to my tail lights. So we'll do this other outside edge one. And we've got we got ground. So let's check this. Whoa, there we go. I don't know if you can see that. 13 volts. So that is your quick and easy way to isolate a circuit when you're an idiot and you didn't bring your fluke meter with you. Okay, got my left and right directional, my dimmer, and my high beam wires hooked up. I took this back off of its mount just because it's easier to get to the screws. I'm going to cut and lengthen my fuel sender wire now that I know which one it is to get over to here. And then I'm going to do my ground, constant power, and accessory power, and then also lengthening my ground from the fuel sender over to the ground down here. And then I should be able to, as far as I know, plug in the cat cable into the cluster itself and power this all up, and it should power up. Okay, here we go, moment of truth. Took me a little bit to find my tack wire. Everything, as with most of these that have already been gone through and had all kinds of weird stuff done, all the tack stuff was cut out. He actually has, the MSD box has a tack feed coming off of that. I could not find it because it was actually flush cut at the firewall. So, you know, once I found that, I had my tack. So none of the gauges are calibrated yet. This should just power them on and they'll do their self-check and whatnot. So let's see. Oh, there we go. Let me turn the lights on so you can actually see. All right. There's, oh, my high beam's already on, but there's my high beam. There's my left directional. There's my right directional. Now I can go through with my switch, wherever I put that, it's down here somewhere, and start calibrating all of the gauges. So I'm going to calibrate as many as I can. I don't have my oil level sender in. I don't have my water temp sender in. I have to calibrate the fuel level and then look through. I believe there's a setting in there where I can set it for a capacitive discharge box, which is a MSD for the tack, and I don't have my sender in for the speedometer either. So let me calibrate what I can calibrate. Okay, everything that I can calibrate is calibrated. As you can see, we got just about a quarter tank of fuel. I set the time. I set, let me reach my switch down here. I believe, let's see. How do I scroll through? Oh, I guess I can't until I set the speedo calibration. Oh, there it is. But I set the miles to what the old speedometer or old odometer was. So we are, we're just about done today. I don't got it in me to do the radio. I'm beat to hell. I've been blowing my nose every 10 minutes and hacking my brains out, and I just need to get some Chinese food because it's Saturday, and and go home and lay down and just sleep because I need this out of my system. Next weekend, I'm working Saturday at Ferrari, but Sunday, Ferrari is putting on a Cars and Coffee, and the Cadillac will be going to that. And I'm going to bring the GoPro because it's being put on by Ferrari, so there's going to be some high-end cars there, and I'll take you guys for a walk through that parking lot. But until then, I'm going to go nurse my man cold. Just trust me, it's really bad. And I will see you guys during the week. Maybe I got to figure out if I got anything worth filming at the dealership. And if not, I'll see you guys on Sunday at the Cars and Coffee. Take care.